What up, everybody? Raising Kanan Season 4 Episode 2 begins after around a 2-month time jump from the end of Episode 1 / Season 3. The episode starts off with Jukebox in boot camp going through basic training. Getting me to clue number 1, and that's during the shooting drill, Jukebox shot a bullseye through the bullseye. This goes along with what the OG Kanan narrator said at the end of the episode, talking about the difference between an artist and a performer and a soldier and a killer, saying one is trained, another is a natural. Also keep in mind, dating back to Season 1, Kanan didn't have good aim with a gun, but by the time OG Power starts, he's a marksman. Maybe Jukebox helps teach Kanan how to shoot. Then it showed a news report with the police commissioner saying that Howard was tied to Ronnie Mathis and that the feds were closing the case. Getting me to clue number 2, and that's the commissioner claimed that Howard and Ronnie were killed by foreign nationals. But just a couple scenes later, it showed Captain Baptiste and Detective Garcia, and they knew that was bullshit. Because of that, Captain Baptiste assigned Garcia to be a one-man band to hunt down Howard's killer. And later in the episode, Garcia rolled up on Kanan, and that's when we found out there was a 2-month time jump. He said Famous has been missing for 2 months, and from that conversation, it looks like Garcia had been harassing Kanan on a regular, and Kanan even knew Garcia by name at this point. Getting me to Lou getting out of rehab, and him and Marvin's conversation on the way home. And clue number 3, Marvin said the Famous song had blown up and that was all over the radio, but said he heard that the police took a warrant out for him, and word around is that he had been talking, and that's why he went on the run. Keep it in mind that one of the teasers shows Marvin pointing a gun to the back of Famous's head. From Marvin's conversation with Lou, that might be a flashback scene. It sounds like Marvin heard Famous was snitching, killed him, and disappeared him. Getting me to clue number 4 that also comes from the car ride with Marvin and Lou. Marvin warned Lou to find something to do because when people don't care, they get careless. This could definitely be foreshadowing Marvin crashing out this season, because he already began to get careless at the end of the episode by killing the bookie after Stefano told him to tread lightly with him. And to be even more careless, Marvin left the pool stick he hit the bookie with on the table, and the cops might be able to get his fingerprints off of that. Getting me to Jukebox also being careless and leaving the military. Jukebox was stationed in Columbia, South Carolina, and left the army to take a bus to Atlanta to Spelman to see Aisha. Jukebox was thinking she could just move in with Aisha and experience college life for a little bit herself, but Aisha wasn't ready for that. Getting me to clue number 5. Jukebox said that she will definitely be in trouble for leaving boot camp like she did. I don't know what the exact consequences will be, but dishonorable discharge at the minimum, not to mention if there's anything else for just completely abandoning the military. This will definitely at least impact her ability to get a job moving forward, and it's likely got something to do with why she ends up changing her name. Kanan and Rock are now in business together, and that relationship's going a lot better than their family relationship. Kanan was doing his laundry at Rock's house and gave her a brown bag full of money, and was also asking her for the re-up, and she told him that she was about to go talk to Quan. Getting me to clue number 6, and that's that Quan raised Rock's price by 20%. We also got the introduction to Kanan's friend OC this episode, and he even mentioned the price was going up, and this was prior to Rock's meeting with Quan. So Quan is taking advantage of the fact that Rock doesn't have another connect and steady increasing her prices. Because of that, Rock met with Stefano to talk about replacing Quan if she can find a new trustworthy supplier. We also saw Kanan utilizing the business principles Crystal taught him in episode 1, that you can't control what you make, that you can only control what you spend. And because of the increasing prices, Kanan had to cut the hourly for his new couriers. Getting me to Lou's meeting with Lowell Galfin. Lowell Galfin was very excited about meeting Lou and was ready to get Lou to work for him. But Lou was hesitant, telling Lowell that his next decision was his most important one. Lowell wants Lou to take over one of his rap subsidiaries similar to Bulletproof Records, but with millions of dollars in financing. B-Rilla was the only artist from that label that Lou said had any potential. Getting me to clue number 7, and that's that B-Rilla already put an album out and it flopped. Lowell Galfin said it didn't even chart, And in the meeting Lou had with B. Rilla in jail, he said that he'd been signed for 2 years and he was still on welfare. So Lou ended up using attorney Andre Barnes to get B. Rilla out of jail, and he had him performing at Club View the same night. Getting me to clue number 8, and that's that B. Rilla is from Rochester. When he was rapping on stage, he called himself Rochester's finest. So this pretty much ends any speculation that B. Rilla is either D. Wiz's brother or Breeze, because we know both of them were from the Southside Jamaica, Queens. But with that said, I do think that B. Rilla has the potential to be a really good character on the show. Getting me to Rock going on a dinner date with Andre Barnes. And clue number 9. First being one of his connections saw Marvin and Rock both meeting with Stefano separately. So Rock now knows that Marvin is doing work for Stefano behind her back. And also Rock was offered a get out of free jail card if she were to snitch on Stefano. He said that card could be used at any time and they would compensate her substantially financially, meaning they would give her enough money to disappear and start a new life. But the problem is that Rock knows none of Andre Barnes' connection, and Unique was watching them after they left dinner and saw Rock hug Andre Barnes. Because of that, he thinks that they're fucking, and he killed Andre Barnes. And this will have a big impact on the Thomas family moving forward. Getting me to Lou agreeing to work for Lowell Galfin, and clue number 10 is Lowell told Lou that he would have his lawyer draw up an employment contract. This is big because Lou will now not have Andre Barnes to look over the contract for him to make sure that it's legit. Keep it in mind that record label owners like Lowell Galfin have a history of writing bad contracts with loopholes and things like that for producers and artists. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for moving forward as Lou's doing business and making music working for Lowell Galfin. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.